This week on The Real Housewives of New York.
Why, Slick, nobody sees you coming.
Wait, guys, no.
Whoa. It's true. And all of you guys think this, but you don't want to
Hold on. Let's watch our language, though. Let's be respectful.
No, don't
Yo,
tell
what
me.
is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of New York, Season 15, Episode 3. This was a very dramatic episode, so let's get right into it. So they're all on their way to the Hamptons because they're having like a girls' trip at Erin's house. Some of them went driving, like Ubah and Sai. They drove together. It was so funny to see them argue over the AC. Ubah was like wearing a coat and had the air at 80 degrees. Sai was like, I'm sweating. This is hot. I can relate to Sai because I need my AC to be the lowest I can get it. Ubah is also telling Sai that her relationship with her man named Oliver is going very well. He wants her to move in, so it looks like they're becoming very serious. Moving in is definitely a big step. So some of the ladies arrive, and I am glad Erin learned her lesson from last year. Last year, she literally had Pringles, the chips, no real food. At least this time it looked like she had some sandwiches and things like that. She also claims that she remodeled her kitchen or renovated it, but it looks kind of the same. But let me tell y'all, 5 minutes in, they create drama over the dumbest things. So remember that Sai and Ubah came driving? Well, Erin is already starting the mess. Apparently Raquel, the newbie, was going to ride with them, with Sai and Ubah, but she didn't end up going with them. Erin called Raquel and asked why, and Raquel said that she gets car sick and she wanted to be in the front, and that Sai and Ubah were not going to give her up the front seats, so she just decided to come on her own. So now, here, Erin is telling Sai and Ubah, ooh, so I heard y'all refused to give Raquel the front seat. That's why she had to come by herself. So you see how these games of telephone can cause such dumb drama, and even more so, the way you say things. So now poor Sai feels bad, and she already feels awkward that Brynn is there. So she goes to go get her phone to show Erin the messages between her and Raquel, and it was totally cool, no drama. Raquel simply said, I'll go in my own car. That was it. So then Jenna gets there and everybody else as well. When Raquel gets there, she clears up with Sai why she came separately. Also, Brynn and Ubah go to another room to talk, and then Sai ends up going there because everybody wants Sai and Brynn to talk things out. Brynn right away says to Sai, I apologize for everything. I'm so sorry. It felt like she wanted to just own it really quickly and get it over with. Sai says, well, I appreciate your apology, but you haven't really heard why I'm mad. So that's kind of like you're ignoring all my feelings, all my thoughts. So then she tries to explain that she was very mad that Brynn told Jenna that Sai, said she hated Jenna. So then Brynn calls Jenna over so that Jenna can share her side. But wait a minute. Now Jenna wants to say that she didn't tell Sai that it was Brynn who told her that Sai was telling people she hated her. Whew, that's so confusing. But this is all a lie because we saw it on camera in the first episode. We saw when Sai asks Jenna, who told you that I said I hated you? And Jenna said, this one, and pointed at Brynn. So she did say it was Brynn who told her. But Brynn says that she never told Jenna that Sai said that she hated Jenna. They do say that many others have told Jenna things that Sai has been saying about her. So none of them really want to hear each other out. Brynn and Sai, they're just defending themselves and defending whether they said something or not. Sai did have a good line in there though. Brynn said to her, you are forgiven to screaming at me. And Sai says, I'm not asking for forgiveness. And then Erin's nosy self jumps in there, but it was not productive at all. You had Brynn and Sai just going back and forth, and Sai just walked away because she felt like she wasn't being heard, and it felt like Brynn was being condescending. They did make a little progress in the kitchen because they were all in the kitchen, and then Erin tells Brynn to just go hug her randomly, and Brynn did, and that seemed to solve some things. Sai was receptive of that hug. But I mean, I think few things can be true. I think that Sai was probably, she definitely was talking to other people negatively about Jenna. Um, so in that, I don't know, but could it be true that maybe Brynn told Jenna that Sai said she hated her? Perhaps. But like I said, it's so much she told her, and like it just gets a web of confusion at this point. They then go all to the living room, and there's gifts that they have for each other. Jenna brought them all lingerie, which is funny because that's what she gave them last year. To Jessel, not only did Jenna give her lingerie as well, but she also gave her a Christmas tree costume, which again, a reference to last year, so that was funny. They then go to their rooms, get ready, and then later head out for dinner. So they go to this nice little restaurant later that night. As they're eating, they're getting to know a little bit more about Raquel. And she talks about her experience of being a model back in the day, and even how being an art collector who happens to be a woman of color affected her back in the day. She has a fascinating story. Definitely, it looks like she has a lot of stories to tell. Her fiance Mel is a forensic neuropsychologist. That's so cool. They ask her about her proposal and how Mel asked the question, and she has this massive ring. Definitely not your typical ring, but you know, because it belongs to Raquel, who's an artist, it's definitely like an art piece, so I think it suits her personality for sure. Also, Brynn, I understand. Listen, I understand that her whole shtick is to be this like sexually energetic, bubbly character, but Brynn, please control yourself in public. You're almost 40 years old. When you say things like, I have a boner out loud, that's just weird. Like, stop. Rebecca also talks more about herself and how she ended up in New York, how she had some boyfriend. She said something crazy though. Apparently, her parents made a deal with her that if she didn't do drugs, they would give her sex control. I'm sorry, birth control at 16, and that she lost her virginity at 16. What kind of parents are these? Hell no. Then she was talking about her still having the bed frame that she lost her virginity in the apartment. Lady, stop it. Tell us what we really want to know, which is you're in Scientology. How's that? Tell us about that. So then they head back home and they're getting ready for bed. They're all in their pajamas. In the kitchen, though, Erin, Ubah, and Jessel were talking, and Ubah tells him that she doesn't feel like having a lot of fun with she doesn't feel like she's having a lot of fun with the group lately because she feels like there's too many pigeons. Too much she said, she said, she said. She also says that Sai went to her room a little bit ago, and even though Sai and Brynn had that little moment where they hugged, Sai doesn't think that it's all okay. She still thinks that her feelings were not being heard or understood. So then Brynn happens to go to the kitchen as well and says, "Is that really all y'all can talk about, me and Sai?" And Ubah says, "No, it's just the fact that Sai is still upset and she brought it up to me." And then they start talking, going back and forth a little bit, and Ubah says, "You're all liars. You told Jenna that she hates you, and Sai denies it, and you deny it." It was a lot. Brynn got frustrated, though, because she feels like Ubah is speaking for Sai and kind of coming at her. Ubah says that she's only bringing this up because Sai told her this after they talked, so clearly things have still not been resolved. Brynn gets mad and says, "Sai has talked so much about me. She has screamed at me in public. Y'all should be happy at the amount of stuff that I'm letting slide." So again, Ubah and Brynn start to argue, and Ubah says, "We're done." Brynn says, "Stop bringing it up then." A lot. Definitely a lot. So that was it for the night. Then they wake up the next morning and they're eating some breakfast. They're all at the table except for Sai. Ubah tells him that Sai is not there because she feels like she's being used as a pawn for the drama. For example, the car situation with Raquel. So there's just a lot of miscommunication in the group. Brynn says, well, maybe there's a lot of miscommunication because people are using spokespersons and not talking for themselves. Where is Sai? Can she not speak for herself? And that's where Ubah says, shut the F up. She says that everyone in this group is a pigeon. They all misinterpreting things. They change the words. They make stuff up. So they need to be mindful of what they're saying. Brynn says, well, we also need to watch our language and be respectful. You can't be screaming, shut the F up at people. Ubah says, no, you do not tell me what to do. You are a snake ass. No one sees you coming and you are the messiest person in this group. You create the problems and everybody else thinks it, but they just don't say it. I mean, she was going in on Brynn. Then all of a sudden, Sai happened to get there and she says, pineapple, as Ubah is going off. And then Ubah just completely shuts down when she hears that word pineapple. So I don't know what that agreement is about, but that whole thing was intense. Wow, so really good episode. I enjoyed it better than last week. So it looks, I don't know, Jessel in her confessional made a suggestion that she thinks that Ubah is not necessarily upset at Brynn and Sai being mad. She thinks that Ubah is still holding resentment for the fact that Brynn outed who Ubah was dating. And maybe that is true. I think that, I mean, don't get me wrong. It definitely, when you see it, it looks like it's a lot coming towards Brynn's direction. I mean, if you have all these people screaming at you, telling you to shut the F up, telling you that you're a snake, you're the messiest person, that can be a lot. But I also feel like people don't just say that all of a sudden. I think that you make people explode. I mean, there's only so much they can take, and if you're constantly being messy and, just creating a lot of problems, stirring the pot, people are gonna explode. So I don't know, but y'all let me know whose side are y'all on, Ubah's or Brynn's, or just any thoughts y'all have. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.